What's going on, everybody? This is MuviesHQ, your one-stop shop for casual movie reviews. I'm alongside my co-host Helen.
Hi.
And I'm Q. Today we're going to review Disney's A Wrinkle in Time. Here at MuviesHQ, we use a 5-category scoring system looking at characters, plot, setting, directing, and score. Grading each category from 1 to 10. Taking these 5 categories, we average them together to give us our overall ranking. We aren't experts, and we aren't critics. We're just a couple who loves movies. This is a review show, so spoilers ahead. After the warning, let's get started. So we got A Wrinkle in Time by director Ava DuVernay. Is that how you say it?
I have no idea.
Interesting name. So let's go into the first category. So let's go characters. What did you rank characters at?
3.
A 3. Wow.
No,
okay.
I'm just kidding. I guess I would rank. So there's always going to be a stronger character, I feel like. So I guess I would say Meg was like, she was
So who's Meg?
The main character.
Okay, Meg. All right.
So the only reason I say that is because she was very dry in the beginning, and I get that she had no emotions. She was hating herself and everything like that, but there was nothing there. Like, you could have just put a cardboard cut out of her for the first hour of the movie.
So you say
the first nothing there.
The first, I think the whole time.
No, because when she sees her dad, that's like genuine emotion. Like, she's crying.
You thought so?
Yes.
All right. She didn't sell me at all.
But yeah, her dad, Chris Pine, as always, was good. I mean, he didn't really have much of a role to.
Can you be good if you don't really do anything?
Yeah.
You think so? I think he had his purpose.
Yes, because what's her face? Because people have won Oscars, been nominated Oscars for having screen time of less than 20 minutes. So
Well, that's fair.
I would say that, yes.
But, I mean, you think he was that impactful? Like, I think you could throw in any kind of random dad figure, and they could have did the same thing he did.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't even like Chris Pine is like not even in the movie to me. Like, I saw him in the trailers and I was like, oh, okay, Chris Pine, and he was like, I'm your daddy, and then he disappeared.
Careful how you say that.
Well, I mean, okay, fair enough. But yeah, he didn't do much.
Okay, no, I agree. He was just good, but again,
he was one of the better things. I think the best character.
Irrelevant.
Who's the best character in this movie, in your opinion?
Charles Wallace.
Charles Wallace. This little kid. I don't even know how old he is.
Let's look it up.
Derek McKay played Charles. Yeah, he's a little boy actor. Cute, little sassy, had a little attitude to him, but probably the best thing about the movie.
Oh, definitely.
That and The Witches. So I would say Reese Witherspoon was the best one. She was, what was her name? She was Mrs. Whatsit, which she was like a cabbage asparagus creature thing. When she transformed, spun around into the thing.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, you forget about that already?
No, but I was thinking like more like a plant or something.
Yeah, asparagus. Her head looked like the head of an asparagus.
Okay.
That's true. That's facts. But she was the best. I mean, she was sarcastic. But also, what'd you give characters?
Overall, I'd say a 4.
I'm with you, 4.
And that's only because of Charles Wallace.
Charles Wallace and Mrs. Whatsit. Yeah,
Oprah was just in there being Oprah. Like,
yeah.
You get a flaw, and you get a flaw, and you get a flaw, and everybody gets a flaw. Hope! Like, that's... that was Oprah.
But yeah, I'll give it, overall, I'll give them a 4 as well. Wasn't good. Charles Wallace was not... it was bad. 4 overall.
But I will say... Michael Pena, as always, love him. Shout out.
Fair enough. So the plot. What did you think about the plot?
What plot? That's what I thought about it. I completely understand what was going on. No, excuse me, I don't. It was all over the place. There were very little transitions from scene to scene. It was kind of maybe some scenes got left on the editing floor, and then or the wind blew and all the scenes flew on the ground and they picked them up. They're just like, yeah, sure, let's just put it here and here and here.
So the story didn't make sense to you?
Yeah, not at all. I've read the book, but it was a while back.
So if you could summarize the story, what was the story?
I would say it was about a girl who did not like herself, and she and her little brother's dad is missing for 4 years, and they go to find him. I don't know where the boy got Miss What's-It. That's not explained. I don't know how this journey for him started, the little boy. We know he's a genius, but that doesn't explain anything. I could be a genius. Doesn't explain anything. Maybe if I was a genius, I would have understood the movie better. I don't know. But there is just no clear introduction. There's no foundation to the film at all. Yeah, it did not make sense.
Yeah, I agree. So they start off, they say their parents are these super scientists, and there's alternate dimensions and realities, and they know some way to get to it. It doesn't really make sense. They don't explain the science behind. They have like one scene.
They have one scene explaining that she's into the little parts of the universe and he's into the big parts of the universe.
Yeah.
Together.
And then electrons are connected, and since we have electron connections from trillions of years ago, we can go anywhere in time. Which, that's not enough for me to make me believe what's going on here. And then basically I think she started believing at some point, and then next thing you know, the waves of everything started trickling around. And you're right, homeboy's a genius, Charles Wallace, which yeah, he is. But when did he meet What's-It? Are these people already in our dimension coming in all the time? If not now, who else? They're looking for war. Like, none of that made sense. So on that alone, the story didn't make any sense. And once they got there, they just kind of wandered until they found it. Like, they didn't find anything, learn anything. They asked some flowers. They took a ride. They asked the Seeker, who's Zach Galifianakis, so whatever. And next thing you know, she found the darkness, and she's like, "Hey, I love you." And that's literally the whole story. So what would you give that overall plot at 1 out of 10?
I give it like a 4.5 because I really think she tried, but I think she was just too ambitious.
Well, she's based off a book, so it's not really even her plot. She's just kind of redoing it. So maybe there's just a lot that got left out of the story. Because if this book is celebrating love, it must make sense somewhere in this life cycle. All right, so for plot for me, I'm going to say, I'm going to give it a 3. It was bad. I didn't enjoy it. Nothing happened at all. It's just kind of changed set piece, and the next thing you know.
To me, it could have been done in like 20 minutes, maybe.
Exactly.
Movie.
Exactly.
I wanted it to be done in 20 minutes.
You didn't get that wish.
I know. Maybe, you know what it was? Maybe there's a wrinkle in time, and I could have gone into it at the end of the movie in 20 minutes.
That might be the twist. That might be what makes it good.
But no, I really think she just tried so hard to make this movie so different. Everything was affected by it.
Fair enough. All right, so next category, directing. So I think that's what you want to talk about the most. How'd you feel about the directing?
But I think it was horrific.
Okay, explain.
There's just a lot that I think played a part in making the movie bad, which again, because she's a director. For example, she directed the girl who played Meg, Storm Reed. Mm-hmm. She directed her to be flat, to have no emotion. Now, again, the cardboard cutout of Storm Reed could have done better, but that's the director's place to step up and say, hey, you're a little flat, like, why don't you just kind of, maybe breathe for 5 seconds, like, get human. But I really, again, going back to what I said earlier, she just tried so hard. And I, again, vaguely remembering the book, I think it's a very hard book to adapt into a movie. Sometimes books are better off staying a book, and this is one of them. I think she just kind of jumped. She's like, we have the CGI, we have the characters, why don't we go for it? And it did not pan out. I think Disney probably regrets using her.
So do you think with another director would have been better?
I think so.
Why do you say that?
Because I think, so I'm looking up her past movies. So I know she did 13.
She also did Selma.
I think this was a very hard
jump for her.
Yeah.
So to go from realistic, racial charged movies into a fantastical world.
I think to get into a Disney film, you have to have done at least something kids movie wise, because there's a very different approach to it.
Yeah, I thought it was a big mess. Nothing drove me to this movie. I felt like if I blinked for a second, they were in completely different settings, and I didn't know how they got there. There's time skipped or the Tesseract or
Tesseract.
Nothing. I'm not a fan of this movie.
Me either.
Overall, I'm gonna give directing. What are you gonna give directing?
A 2.
I give directing a 2 as well. Okay, moving on. Now the setting, the world was. How'd you feel about that?
CGI overload, and it looked like someone vomited CGI onto the screen. It was awful. It was cheesy. I hated it. I really, really hated it. Did I say I hated it?
You said you hated it.
I think I said that.
So, yeah.
There's a tasteful and a classy way, if you are supposed to do CGI. That was not it.
Yeah, so when I see CGI, I don't think there's anything practical about anything in that world besides maybe the costumes. But besides the scenes on Earth, everything was clearly just, you're right, a CGI mind blow up. And I might have been able CG, what'd I say? Oh well, CGI mind blow up. So I would have maybe forgiven it if the world we had was if the world was more believable. Like we went to a completely new fantastical world, and the only real creatures we saw were a secret guy cave and some flowers, and it at the end. It was nothing new. It wasn't. Like we dove into a whole new world, a whole new fantasy, a whole new setting, and we know nothing about it. We know people speak color, plants speak color, and we know there's multiple universes. Like there's billions of universes out there, and we know nothing about this place. So yes, was it pretty? Was it colorful? Does cool looking places? Yes, definitely. But that doesn't make it a good world. I want to know what makes that world breathe, tick, what runs it.
And we also we didn't spend time on the world to get to know the world. Like it was like, oh cool, that's pretty.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was just okay, hop, hop, hop. I don't even know what were they in again? In a tree or something for the Zach Galifianakis?
It was like a cave.
A cave thing?
Yeah.
But why was he there?
He's a seeker. He needed to seek her dad, so he went to the seeker and he bounced within, and it was bad. I will give a shout out to the costume design though. I thought all the witches were very cool. Their dresses very extravagant. The makeup, headdresses, headpieces. That was pretty cool. So that was kind of cool to see for as far as the setting standpoint. That was kind of made them otherworldly, and I thought it stuck. And even when Meg transferred him over to I forget the name, the dark place.
The It.
It wasn't the It. It was coming with a K. Like the It controlled the K. It was like the K. It was something like that.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
When they started losing their power, they became like kind of bland and they were fading away. So that was kind of cool to see. But that's really the only positive thing I can tell about. And I was excited. It was like when we saw the flowers initially. Like they ran, they saw the flowers. Like, oh, man, we're going to see this really cool world. And then we got nothing. So, setting, what would you rate it overall?
A 3.
A 3?
Yeah.
I'm going to give setting I'm going to give it 3 as well. All right, that brings us to our last category, score, sound. What'd you think of it?
It's not memorable at all.
I'm exactly with you. It's very forgettable. I remember liking some of the music in it, but I don't have any song that jumped out at me and grabbed my attention at any point.
Was there a score even?
I mean, there was a score. Yeah, but not memorable at all.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I can't think of it. So, I'm going to give that a 2.
I'll give it a 1.
1. Gotcha. So, overall, Helen, what'd you give this film, A Wrinkle in Time?
I gave it a total score of 2.9.
2.9. Okay, so I'm right there with you. My overall score is a 2.8. This movie isn't great. Disney dropped the ball on this one. CGI overload. Million actors didn't give anything crazy. The world wasn't cool. Very forgettable. Won't recommend this to anyone. Honestly, kind of mad I watched it.
Yeah, it was a waste of time.
Not pumped, but it is what it is. They tried something new. They tried something different. It was definitely original looking, but I think they missed the ball on this one. What about you? What do you think?
Overall, I think that they chose the wrong director. This is a very, 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 very hard book to adapt for the screen. So I think that she tried. I give her street cred for that. But it just didn't work in any aspect of the film. It didn't. It was a modge podge of scenes, as I said, were kind of picked up, placed here, and I just was not. I've seen many movies in my lifetime that I'm like, oh man, like that was kind of bummed, but this one just was like a chore to get to the end.
Gotcha. So if there's someone out there, so we said a lot of cons, so let's say
Fun fact,
what?
On Metacritic, the overall user score was a 2.9.
Oh, well, maybe we're the voice of the people. We're echoing what people think. But so I would say, if we had to recommend this to somebody, what are some pros about this movie that you would get, and who do you think would be the target audience? Because it may not be our movie, but it's a movie, could be a movie for somebody. Who do you think would want to see this movie?
I would say people our age, actually, who read the book in elementary school. But again, also fun fact, the book is banned in some schools.
Really?
Yes, because the book is so confusing, and I think for like thematic elements, I guess you could say, in the book, parents don't like it. I truly wouldn't recommend it to anybody. I don't even know who the target audience is, because I think it's kids, but at the same time they would be in there and they're just watching the CGI, and yeah, that would be impressive to them. But if you go in there as a parent, you're probably going to be pretty mad that you brought your kid there and you accompanied them to the theater.
I recommend it to just some preteens, young adults. I would say, like, if they miss it, they're not missing out. But besides that,
why was Calvin there?
Yeah, he's a bet. Yeah,
he did nothing.
You're completely right. So,
like, he did nothing. I just remembered him.
Okay. Anyway, do you have any other final thoughts?
I would say, don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. There's no spark to this movie. It is as flat as Meg and Storm Reed, the girl who plays Meg.
Hold on. Well, okay, she was flat. But I want to see her something else before I completely write her off.
I understand that. And honestly, I kind of was embarrassed for Disney. This had their name on it, and it just was awful. Nothing happened.
Well, apparently this is her first bad movie, so.
Well, I just pulled up the reviews on Metacritic, and I pulled up my favorite one for you. It's from Alexander. It says, a blind man would be glad to see this.
Well, in Ava's defense, I think apparently someone was good. I haven't seen it. 13th was very, very, very good. I think she probably jumped into a genre she's not really suited for, at least not this fantastical. You need to have a very, I think, creative mind to do something like this, and I think she's too grounded in what she works on, or at least what she's experienced in right now. Maybe in the future, if she works on something more that hovers that line between like surrealism, maybe she might be better at. But yeah, so I don't think she did great on this one right here. But all in all, that's all we have. So overall, around a 2.8, 2.9 from us.
And Metacritic agrees.
And Metacritic agrees.
People have spoken.
We'll go from there. Thank you guys for listening. Please subscribe. And hopefully you guys enjoyed hanging out with us. And see you guys next time.